Our word today is empathy. And there's a beautiful saying, and that is, the opposite of anger is not calmness, it's empathy. Now, empathy is and does require a lot of emotional muscle, because it's that state of heightened compassion when we don't agree with what's upset another person, perhaps we don't get what's upset another person, but nonetheless we hold the space. We hold empathy. It's easy to do with little people, you know, when they are upset over a dressing gown on the back of a bedroom door that seems like a monster, and we turn the light on and they see it's a dressing gown, but nonetheless we're empathetic. Even though we absolutely see the naivety in what they're upset about, we're still empathetic. However, in an adult that is upset about something that you don't get or you don't share the same fear about, being empathetic, even when it's not your fear and it's not your perspective and it's not something that would ever distress you, that is a real act of love and of caring and compassion. There's attached to today's word vitamin, I don't know if you get a chance to read the word vitamin, and if you had a chance to click on the little link that I put on that, it's a little 1-minute link called It's Not About the Nail, and in that you've got a male and female, and you know, the female's got a nail sticking out of her head, and long story short, when we're in our male brain, we listen for facts first and feelings second, and when we're in our female part of our brain, we go for feelings first and facts second. And so when somebody is emotional or in their feminine, for us to, even if we can see the facts, like we can see the nail sticking out of their head and see what needs to be fixed, but they want to get the emotional side of it processed first. They want someone to hold that emotional space first, to actually not go into fixing the facts and fixing the problem, but just to hold the space and be in the feminine with them, is a challenge. And it's often a challenge if the female's talking about feeling and the male needs to stay in that space and be empathetic. And I must admit the reverse also. For look, just yesterday my husband was cutting a bone with the dog, cutting a dog bone, and he sliced off half of his finger. Now, if he was my child, I would have had him straight up to emergency. But being a 58-year-old man who's had many, many injuries, he wasn't going to go, you know, there was nothing, he reckons there was nothing to stitch. Now, for me, the empathy of the fact that he just cut off his finger was wasted on him, because the fact, all he wanted to deal with was the fact. He wanted to get a special type of Band-Aid, he wanted me to drive him to a chemist, and he just wanted factual support. So I had to put all of my empathy aside and go fact first. And I think that's the discipline. Sometimes people need us to be factual and get to the point. Sometimes they need us to be emotionally available and present. And regardless of gender, whether we're in male brain or female brain, we need to be empathetic with what that person needs at the time. It's easier said than done. Anyway, he got the right bandage for his finger and he's fine. So, yeah, I had to get my male brain and just not get into the emotional side of it. So there's some food for thought there. If you get a chance to watch the It's Not About the Nail, it's a little snapshot that I think there's a bit of compassion and empathy in there for both male and female. And I hope that this little word vitamin has massaged some thought and given you a couple of minutes to sit and contemplate your own emotional fitness when it comes to empathy. Hope that was helpful. Mwah! Lots of love. Bye.